I'm Brett Young, and I'm a 2017 Taste of Country Riser. First time I ever performed live or sang live in front of everybody, I went to a Christian high school, and every Friday we had worship. It's like 700 people, and one week I was asked to play just a second guitar, and I did it, and it went well. And after that service, he looked at me, he goes, "Did a great job. I'm not gonna be here next week. You gotta lead worship." So it was basically like, you've never done this before. It's your job to sing in front of 700 people and lead everybody in worship next week. And I was 15 years old, and I did it, and it was terrifying. The whole performance aspect was really nerve-wracking for me. I was comfortable on very big stages if it was athletics. But being on a stage, I think there's something about music that's very vulnerable. Performance in music that's very vulnerable, and I had to get out of my head, and it took a really long time to do that. I'm to the point now where there's no more comfortable place in the world than being on stage, but it took a really long time. I was a baseball player my whole life, and my freshman year in college, I was our #2 starter, our Saturday starter at Ole Miss, University of Mississippi. And it's funny, God will change your plans for you when He's ready, because baseball was, up until 22 years old, it was all I knew, and one injury, and you got to have elbow surgery, and I was faced with the decision. And for me, it was really, you want to go, you got one more semester, you want to go finish your degree, and you get a job and start a family, or do you want to do all that stuff, but first you want to make sure it's something that you're passionate about and you love, and baseball kind of threw me into music, and I'm so glad that it did. I think today, nowadays, however you want to say it, I think music is important to people because it's a bit of an escape. It's really easy to let life get serious all the time, and the next thing you know, you haven't had any fun. Just a song that makes you feel happy, makes you feel love, makes you remember love, makes you remember a time when you were happy, even if it's just a 3.5-minute break from whatever you're going through. I hope that I'm singing about and saying things that people can connect to, where they can go, and Brett went through this too. It's not about me, it's about knowing somebody else on the planet knows what you're going through. They experienced it and that they're doing all right after it. My parents have been married for 37 years. I've never heard them raise their voice to each other. I've never seen my dad come home from work and not walk straight to my mom and ask her about her day. I had the best example set by my parents for what a couple can and, in my opinion, should be. And so I think writing love songs is the hardest thing to do. I think everybody can relate to a sad song, so it's an easy thing to write. And my parents' example of a loving, caring relationship, I think, has affected my songwriting a ton, and allowed me to start writing love songs that people can connect to without sounding like you're being cheesy, because they're coming from a real place, something that I saw growing up. And so I think they were a huge influence on my songwriting.